Hey everybody, it is Tuesday afternoon. I'm making my way over to Bathurst Station and I'm going to be watching the streetcars. Apparently tomorrow they're going to paint the center lanes of Bathurst Street south of Bloor to be streetcar only. So I'm kind of looking forward to it, and hopefully this will be a big improvement for transit in the area. They're also making other changes, like there's going to be a lot of spots with no left turns, there's going to be no street parking, and yeah, I wanted to come out today since this is supposed to be the last full day of the olden times and get some data to compare it to in the future. Obviously, well, I shouldn't say obviously, it's not going to be super scientific because I'm just a guy on a bicycle, and really I should just be on the streetcar keeping track of like what's happening with the streetcar, like if it's stuck in traffic or unloading passengers or moving slowly or whatever. But I did not want to pay $3 to ride the streetcar, so I'm just going to be riding next to it on my bike, trying not to be in the way too much, because obviously I'd be like, this streetcar took forever, and it's because I refused to move in front of it, kind of thing. But I'm not going to do anything dumb. I'll just follow it from a distance or get in front of it sometimes. So yeah, the streetcar, it's left its platform at 3:02, and I'm using my 3DS as a digital clock to keep track. Sometimes you'll see it in the video, but I haven't set it back the hour from daylight savings. And it took about a minute and a half for it to actually leave the station to make that first left turn. And then here I got slowed down by a cop car doing a emergency siren thing. And couldn't keep up with it exactly, but from the video timestamps, it arrived at College Street around 3:07 and left about a minute later, pretty sure. Finally I'm able to catch up with it again at Ulster, where my Freshco is, and it does a load and unload here. There's the hospital also across the street here, so I think a lot of people will take the Bathurst streetcar just to get to Toronto General Western, something like that. Forget what it's actually called. And yeah, as you can see here, Dundas, there's 3 cars in front of the streetcar plus all this stuff blocking it, so it does have to wait a while before it can unload and load passengers. It got to Dundas finally at 3:11, about 30 seconds in. And since it had to wait, it has to wait for another light cycle, which somebody does get on while it's waiting, so it's not a total loss, I guess, but it takes about a minute before it can leave at 3:12:30. And yeah, following it, I'm wondering what it's gonna be like, cause the right side of the street is always like filled with stuff and construction stuff. Hopefully they just clean it all up. Like, I don't know. I'm imagining people are gonna go into the streetcar lane to pass and stuff, but we will see. I'll try to go back out and then probably like 2 weeks once people have figured out what Bathurst is like. But yeah, it'll be a while. Anyways, around 3:15 we're leaving Queen Street, continuing to head south. I like this part of Bathurst with the bike lane here to lead more people to Adelaide. Plus it's so wide, like why not have a bike lane? Alright, now we're arriving at King Street. 3:17, 30 seconds ish. Passenger load and unload. This one, I guess it didn't actually take that much longer. It seemed like it was taking a little bit longer since it didn't like move forward, but I don't know. There was somebody with a wheelchair. You know what? Maybe I have it written down wrong. Maybe it did take like 2 minutes. You know, they gotta get the platform out and stuff. It's one of the things about the Toronto transit options is like, with I don't know, in other parts of the world they just have level boarding for their trams and stuff, so it's it's faster for people with wheelchairs or strollers and stuff. They need the assistance. Anyways, keep on going south. Didn't seem like much of a wait at Front Street, which later in the video there's a wait. But at least at around 3:30ish, traffic is not too bad. I'm keeping up fine now that I've caught up since the first time I let it get away from me. But yeah, once we get down to Lakeshore or Fleet Street, whatever you want to call this street, this will be the end of the changes, since there's like already a streetcar only lane kind of thing going on here. Yeah, I'm not sure what to call this, because it is Lakeshore Boulevard in front of us here at this intersection, but it is also Fleet Street in a way, like where the streetcar turns here. This is streetcar only, and this like huge sidewalk, this used to be a one-way street, and I think it used to be like one way going into this neighborhood. Not really sure. I think people wanted to get onto like Lakeshore Boulevard or something, or like people leaving the neighborhood would use it in a weird way, so they just like blocked it all off, and now it's just a big sidewalk. So yeah, from here on the streetcar is just in its own streetcar only lane. So I should have just turned north here, but I wanted to show you guys like the entire Bathurst streetcar line. So I was gonna follow it into the exhibition. Oh yeah, here I am again trying to get some timestamps for you. So much glare. I did turn up the brightness, but I mean that sun, it's too sunny. So yeah, sorry that there's gonna be kind of a lull in this video, but I don't really do any meaningful data collecting here. I'm kind of just following the streetcar for fun. Yeah. This is another thing. There was like nobody coming for a few seconds here at this intersection. You know, in the Netherlands, they have smart intersections that uses cameras and stuff to predict when other vehicles are coming, so it'll just change if no one else is using the intersections. That's my Not Just Bikes guy impression. Not Just Bikes guy, he's alright, but a lot of his videos are, in the Netherlands, things are actually so much better. Me and my family moved to the Netherlands because we're just better than everyone in Canada, kind of vibe. I mean, don't get me wrong, Not Just Bikes guy, he's alright. It's just how his videos come off. Anyways, there was like weird stuff going on at the exhibition, so I couldn't follow the streetcar to the thing exactly. I had to go around. And then, I don't know, I'm probably not seeing the streetcar that I was following since it took so long to go around. Anyways, it's been a while since I've been at the exhibition Go Station. They built a pedestrian bridge across of it, and this is going to connect to the Ontario line in the future, and so there's supposed to be like a big station here as well. That I don't know how everything's going to work, but big construction going on. I'll just leave them to it, I guess. I did kind of want to take the streetcar, or the pedestrian bridge, but there's no elevator, so I just went underneath with my bike. Also, I heard an announcement saying that one of the trains was cancelled because of a fatality, which is odd. I feel like they usually don't say that somebody died. They usually just say that someone was on the tracks and they had to like stop, but I mean, somebody died, I guess. So yeah, I'm in Liberty Village now. I did bring my Uber bag. I kind of thought that I would just do that one run down with the streetcar and then do some food delivery, but I actually forgot to charge my bike, so I'm pretty low battery. Then I figured I might as well just follow a streetcar north to get some more data here. So from leaving Front Street, I'm gonna say that was at 3:55 in the PM, and yeah, it seemed like it was moving pretty alright. Again, around between 3 and 4, it's not like a busy traffic time. So I wasn't really expecting many delays or for it to like even look that bad. I'll go out again at like 5 p.m. and see what's up. But yeah, at Queen Street there is a short turn just to the north of the intersection, which the streetcars will use for short turning and stuff. Seems like one of the streetcars is out of service and is waiting for the one in the short turn to leave. I wasn't sure what the short turn one was waiting for exactly. It might have just been waiting for traffic to do the left turn or whatever it was doing, but eventually it did it. So that was, let's see, yeah, 3.5 minute delay, just waiting for whatever that streetcar stuff was that I have written down here. So yeah, I mean, the streetcar only lanes aren't going to fix everything, but maybe it will. Who knows? Because if it was waiting to make that left turn, maybe there'd be more space now. I don't know. Alright, so Dundas, it got to there, did its drop off at 4:04ish. Head north again. By now I'm like kind of tired of just following the streetcar and trying not to get hit by a car. Yeah, in general, I usually just bike on the bike lane streets. So, like, Bathurst isn't the worst street. Since there's parked cars everywhere, it's like all the cars do want to be in the left lane anyways. But there are times when it's like, don't hit me, bro. Like, I'm to the right as much as I can. But, yeah. So, it did a drop off, and it left college at 4:08, 30 seconds-ish. And I'm going to call that a 13 minute and 30 second trip time from Front Street to college. It's about 1.8 kilometers. And that'll be one of our baselines during the slower low traffic amounts. So yeah, I went home and I charged up the bike a bit. I also ate a dinner. And that was good. Guys, I'm sorry this video is so long. I cut it down, but it's still like really long, and I'm just gonna blabble on. It's crazy. It's only like 6 p.m. and it's this dark out. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, I kind of went out a little bit later than I thought, but I didn't really want to go out, but for the video, I needed to do it. Yeah. And again, I don't want to pay $3, so I'm not. I'm following it with my bike. I was a little bit more worried since now there should be no parked cars on the right side of the street. That like, am I gonna get bullied in the streets a little bit by these cars? I don't know. We'll see though. I don't have my bag on, so I just have the high-vis jacket, so it should be pretty visible. Alright, so this streetcar, it left its platform at 5:58, 30 seconds. And there was traffic, so it actually leaves the station at 6, which is kind of nice for the math of the video. Alright, here it slowly goes. So yeah, you can see there's the traffic. I figured I would just like walk until the streetcar was like actually moving. And my belt wasn't like on very tight, so like my pants are falling down and I have to like readjust that. Even with all that, I'm keeping up with the streetcar pretty much fine. Just walking. We're at south of Bloor, and there's like a school or something here that seems pretty popular. I guess we're not south of Bloor. Okay. Oops. Now we're south of Bloor. And up ahead is where the school is. Again, guys, you don't have to watch this. This video is mostly for me. Yeah, this is where the school is. At Lennox, I think the street is called, and the stop. Yeah. I'm kind of surprised that I've been able to keep up well, I guess I'm not really surprised. The streetcar, it's kind of the slowest way to get around a lot of times. Eventually, getting closer to Harbor, I did hop on the bike. Did kind of wait a bit behind this e-biker, who I assume doesn't want to pass this cop, which is smart. In general, don't pass a cop. You're only asking for trouble if you're going faster than a cop. So yeah, here we are at Harvard. I figured since it's going so slow, I might as well, get some good footage of it, unloading and loading. It seems like with one car in front of it, it can do the unload and stuff, but if there's like 3 cars, it has to wait until those cars move forward. So that is one of the things that hopefully getting all these darn cars out of the way will improve. So yeah, I'm seeing some parked cars, and I did stop. I was like, is this guy getting ticketed? Because I thought right now was a no parking time. But it turns out the no parking time is between 4 and 6. So, yeah, about 20 hours a day. The one of our main corridors here is just for parking. And I don't know. They've just given up so much space to just parked cars. Alright, I'm standing at College in Bathurst. The streetcar lets people out at 6:10, 30 seconds-ish. And yeah, that truck almost hit some people. It's kind of like you should have known that, like, the streetcar is unloading people here. So let's see, that is, yeah, about a 5-minute difference from the station to College. It's taken twice as long so far. Yep, passing by the Fresco. And yeah, traffic, a lot of traffic here. So I wasn't able to keep up quite as close as I wanted to. You can see the signs there, 4 to 6 p.m. is the no parking time, so I guess they're allowed to park now. Even though traffic, like rush hour afternoon traffic, doesn't stop until like 8 p.m.-ish. More realistically, more like 9 p.m. The streets will get calm. So yeah, it did its drop off around 6:14. And I don't think it missed a light here, so that was actually kind of nice. Timing wise, didn't have to wait too long. Alright. Then I went ahead to Queen Street. And I think it did its drop off stuff around 6:19. Yep. Again, it's like only a few cars will be in front of it, and if it can't unload, it's just another light cycle that it'll have to wait for. So yeah, I went ahead down to Bathurst and King. I kind of like going ahead because then, I'm like out of the way of it and the cars and stuff. Hopefully I'm not skewing the results too much. Yep, 6:23, it's here, and I think again it makes this light without having to wait. Sometimes I think that there will be like some intelligence in the street lights, or like it'll just be like traffic only, no crossing the street, but sometimes it only does it if there's like a streetcar there, just to help the streetcars get through the light. So yeah, here at Front Street, we've got 3 cars blocking the streetcar, and they all want to make a left turn onto Front Street, which is, I don't know how this is going to work, because in the graphic, it does seem like there's still going to be an advanced left turn signal here, but I guess, is it going to be, you make the left turn from the right turn lane? Maybe. Because how it is now, you have your advanced left turn at the beginning of the light. And yeah, these two cars could not make it through, I guess. But that's gonna be weird. If you come here during the middle of the green light and you want to make a left turn, I guess you're just gonna have to stop and make everybody wait for you. Which, if you're stopped waiting for a left turn, I don't know. People are just gonna try to go around in the streetcar lane. So yeah, all in all, just weird. A weird spot. Anyways, for the afternoon, we've made it down to Fleet Street at 6:30, 20 seconds. That's when the passengers would be unloading if anybody wanted to get off here, but it didn't seem like that. So yeah, that's about a 31-minute and 30-second journey to get down to Fleet Street here. And now I'm just gonna wait for a northbound streetcar. But I did notice that it took 2.5 minutes for the streetcar that I was following to make its right turn. Seemed like a pretty long time. Alright, so you can see that's the streetcar that we're gonna follow. Since I started at Front Street with the other one, I'm gonna start at Front Street with this one. So I did show the 3DS for a second there, but I didn't actually write it down. I've written down all the important data because of how complicated this video became. Like, I tried to even make some like charts and stuff, but I don't know how helpful that stuff would actually be. So yeah, we're going north on Front at 6:36:20 is what I wrote down, you know, to calculate the times it took. Kind of got stuck behind this construction dump truck. I was hoping I wasn't losing my streetcar, but luckily it was just in front of that dump truck, so no biggie. At least I'm pretty sure that's the same one. I didn't see anything past me, so this has got to be it. And yeah, at 6:41:30ish, we're at Queen Street again. Did some stuff. Going north. It did not have any delays like the other one in the afternoon. We're at 6:45 for its Dundas passenger pickup and drop off. Yep. This is gonna be another odd spot. It's the hospital. The parking lot is being renovated to be like just more building, so people block the right lane all the time for picking up people and stuff, which there's signs that you can like idle there for a minute, but that's gonna be too long. And most people idle for way longer than a minute. But anyways, here we are at College. They did some passenger stuff around 6:47, and since I'm comparing it to when it leaves the college, it left College Street around 6:47:50. So that was 11.5 minutes compared to the 3:30 p.m. was 13.5 minutes. So if you don't include the that waiting for the short turn for like 3 minutes, it is still longer, but going north wasn't that much longer. It's been a few hours since I recorded that last ramble now, and I decided to graph what I found. So you can see over time like how long it's actually took, kind of thing. In relative scales to time, I guess? I don't know, maybe I'm just thinking about this too much. But you guys get it, you know, you can see the graph here. Yeah, at the 6 p.m. took a while, 31 minutes to get down to Fleet Street compared to the start at 3 p.m. And yeah, I mean, the graphs speak for itself, guys. That's our baseline. Of course I'm gonna do this again in 2 weeks, right? It'll be faster when I do it again, because I know exactly what I should actually care about now. Combing through all the video that I took, I was like, I was just recording it going down the street, not thinking about how to actually like show the data that I was collecting, kind of thing. So this is all the points that I'm gonna care about. Otherwise, it gets too complicated. Later, guys.